Good morning all. Here's an overview of the projects at MINRO on medical signal analysis. I'm Neelam, the PI. We have two projects, one on EEG analysis. Here specifically, we will be doing emotion detection using EEG. Now this work is to be presented at the 18th IEEE Conference on Computational Intelligence to be held next month in Australia. The other work is on the eye image analysis for screening of disorders. Now this work is under review. First, emotion detection using EEG analysis. Now what is EEG? EEG stands for electroencephalogram. It measures the electrical activity in the brain. It is the first tool of choice for brain studies, safe, portable, inexpensive. This can be used for emotion detection. How? When a person sees a funny cartoon, what he feels is happy. When a person is seeing something like a war, what he feels is sad. When he sees something neutral like a landscape, what he feels is a neutral feeling. So how do we utilize EEG to determine what the emotion he's going through? Now the brain, as we know, consists of several lobes. So any cognitive task involves several regions across one or more lobes. So when we are doing an activity, there are several regions that are activated, and this happens in a certain order. At first one region is activated, and then it moves on to another, and then the activity moves on to another region, and so on. So what we are trying to see here is the brain network which results in the emotion. That is, region 1 influences region 2, and that in turn influences region 3, and so on. So the hypothesis is when we capture these network signatures, it will help us identify the emotion. So the innovation here is the signal in electrode EI causing the signal in electrode EJ? So here we are using Granger causality to determine which electrode is influencing which all electrodes. So we capture what is called the table of influences and then use that to classify the emotion. Our results, we've compared it with 6 representative works over the last 3 years, and what we saw is our work results in more accuracy with less channels. It's a big plus. The applications are several. We can use it to detect depression, to look at the efficacy of some medication. We can incorporate them in mental health programs and so on. Now moving on to the fundal or the eye image analysis. The objective is when a person comes to the clinic, he gets his eye examined, a picture of it is taken, which looks like this, the fundal image, and then it needs to classify if the subject's eye is normal or does it have a disorder, in which case it needs attention of an expert. So we are trying to automate this screening process. So first let's look at the structures in the eye. There are normal landmarks. So these are the blood vessels, the optic disc, the macula. So first we will have to extract them properly and then look at what could be the disorders, the exudates for example, the hemorrhages. So towards this, we should first get each of the structures out separately. So here we are segmenting the optic disc. The original image, leftmost, the middle image is the ground truth, and the rightmost is the prediction. The green color shows those are the pixels where we have detected the optic disc. So the more green we see, the better. Blood vessels network segmentation. The green pixels are showing where all our algorithm has detected the blood vessels. Exudates or the disorders. So our algorithm has been able to detect the disorders in all these required places. In summary, we've obtained accuracy of greater than 90% with precision of greater than 85%. And its applications could be huge. We can automate the screening process in remote places where access to experts is very limited. So it can be a very important thing in rural healthcare system.